How's it going, everybody? Tommy Star here, TD Healthy 2015, bringing you another video. So I've just been kind of sitting around today, doing different videos of my collections, different things that I have, and I wanted to come up to my bedroom and show you guys another collection. This is kind of a newer collection of mine, so it's not very big, but something I just recently started getting into. I've been a huge wrestling fan since I was real little. Definitely one of the biggest things that I was into growing up. All the way up until about the late 90s is kind of when I stopped watching wrestling. When wrestling really took a big turn and really changed quite a bit. But a big fan of the 80s and 90s era of wrestling. And I collected a lot of the like 4 or 5 inch Hasbro figures back in the day when I was little. I had a huge selection of them. But I still kind of do. I kind of pass them down to my son. They're pretty worn out over the years. But God, I was into those figures. I collected so many of them and would love to one day actually get all those back one day. I know it would be really expensive, but anyway, not too long ago, I started collecting the Mattel figures. The WWE Elite figures and different things like that. Mostly like the flashbacks and kind of like the old school wrestlers, not a lot of the newer wrestlers. But so far I've got a pretty decent collection. There's still a few out there that are pretty spendy I've been trying to find. Hopefully I will get to them. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I got so far. And let me know what you guys think. Okay, so I got them up on my wall, as you can see here. Of course, left them all in boxes. Ain't going to take them out. I know you can't really see very good from here, but I just want to kind of give you a shot of what they look like up on the wall. So far, as you can see, looks like I got about, 14 of them. And pretty much what I've been collecting is like my favorites. My, classic favorites from the 80s and 90s era. And still a few more out there, like I said, I want to get. I'll kind of give you guys an idea of what I'm going to be looking for to kind of complete this collection. But let's go ahead and get up close and show you guys what I got.
So the first one in the collection here is going to be one of Mattel's defining moments. This, of course, is going to be probably my all-time favorite wrestler, none other than Hulk Hogan. This was a really cool figure. I really like the defining moments figures. I wish I could, I could get a figure of everyone that I want in the defining moment style. But they're up high, so I'm going to try to show you guys. So there's a close-up shot of the Hulkster with the old school early 80s championship belt. And pretty cool as you see the back of the box is like the back of his shirt. I kind of like that. It's kind of neat. But yeah, so there's my Hulk Hogan figure. All right, the next one in the collection here is going to be the Ultimate Warrior from the Elite Flashback series. Just awesome figure. All these figures are really detailed. I think that's what I like most about them. But this, when it comes to Ultimate Warrior, it's a toss-up between him and Hulk Hogan as far as my all-time favorite. But I've always was a fan of Ultimate Warrior. Really sad to find out that he passed away. But I like this set. A cool ring attire, not the real traditional ring attire of his, but I do remember when he wore this particular suit. Yeah, so a cool figure. All right, next we got Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, and he is part of the Elite Flashback as well. Again, another all-time favorite wrestler of mine. Had to have him. This is like the attire he's got in this one. Definitely one of the cooler ones. This is a little bit more later in his Heartbreak Kid era. But, yeah, pretty nice. All right, that takes us to the Undertaker. And this is part of the WrestleMania Heritage Series. But this, what I really like about this Undertaker is that this is basically the first appearance of the Undertaker. Here's a picture of him down here. Like when we first seen him, this is what he looked like, when he was introduced back in, I think it was the 1990 Survivor Series, 91, one of those two. Yeah, I really like this figure. I just like the classic look of the Undertaker, and I had to have this figure. But, yeah, so there's the Undertaker. All right, next we got Yokozuna. Everybody's got to remember this guy. This is from the Hall of Fame series. And this is cool because this one comes with the 2 tag team belts. Oh, this is really hurting my arm. But you know, like I said, I mean, the detail in these figures is really great. I've always liked the white and black suit that he wore. But, and of course, this is, you know, he's got the beard in this one. But this is the class of 2012, as far as being inducted into the Hall of Fame. But really neat figure. I really like this one. All right, and then that takes us to Stone Cold Steve Austin, another one of the Hall of Fame series from the class of 2009. Stone Cold, he was always, he was the last figure, or not figure, the last wrestler that I was really into. Here's a close-up shot. You get the shirt, the necklace. Yeah, this was one of the last wrestlers that I really got into before I kind of stopped watching wrestling. I remember the first time I ever went to a live wrestling event was when I really liked Stone Cold. I remember seeing him come down, and it was just awesome. Me and my dad went. But yeah, I mean, got really into Stone Cold, and then after that, after Stone Cold's era kind of faded away a little bit at the time, that's kind of when I stopped watching wrestling. But trying to get you guys a good view. But yeah, so there's Stone Cold.
Next one here is another Elite flashback, Lex Luger. You know, I wasn't like a huge fan of him. I mean, this particular Lex Luger didn't last too long. You know, he did win the '94 Royal Rumble with Bret Hart, and you know, he had a small little in the spotlight few couple months or a year or something like that, and then he kind of faded away. You know, like I said, I wasn't really a big fan of him, but you know, I do like a lot of the flashback figures, and I do remember him from the early 90s, early to mid 90s, and I seen him in the store, and I figured, you know, what the heck, kind of a cool figure, comes with those dumbbells. But yeah, there's Lex Luger. And that takes us to Earthquake from the Elite Flashback series. Another, you know, all-time great favorite of mine. He comes, of course, with the Snake, Jake the Snake. You know, this was kind of from the era when he killed Damien during that feud with Jake the Snake. But really cool figure. Definitely had to pick him up when I seen him at Toys R Us. And, you know, that was always my favorite suit that he wore, too. But, yeah, cool figure. All right, next that takes us to JYD, the Junkyard Dog, old school wrestler. Another one of the Elite flashbacks. And really like this figure as well. Comes with the dog collar, metal chain. I always liked Junkyard Dog. He was, you know, he's, like I said, from kind of like the 80s era. And I always liked him. You know, he's always a fan favorite. And when I seen him, you know, definitely wanted to pick him up too. But kind of a cool figure. All right, next we got Doink the Clown. I bought this figure. I mean, I always liked Doink the Clown. I mainly bought this figure just how cool looking it is. Another one of the Elite flashbacks. Really like this guy. I remember when Doink the Clown first was introduced. You know, when he got into that feud with Crush. You know, during his evil Doink the Clown days. And I just thought that was a cool little gimmick that, you know, WWE put on back in those days. And of course, you know, he turned to face and became a fan favorite. But I always liked this figure. Comes with a couple different hairs, a couple different wigs. But yeah, neat figure. And next we got from the Hall of Fame series, class of 2004, Sgt Slaughter. I remember, I think I always liked Sgt Slaughter the best during his heel days. You know, his feud with Hulk Hogan and, you know, all that era, which was kind of like the early 90s. But this is a cool figure. I always liked Sgt Slaughter. I thought he was just an awesome bad guy. You know, all these figures come with really cool things, too. You know, this guy, you know, this one's got the hat and the glasses and the whistle there. But another favorite of mine from back in the day.
Definitely had to own him too. All right, next we got from the Hall of Fame series, class of 2004, Tito Santana. Another big favorite of mine from, he was real big in the 80s and early 90s. Early 90s when he switched over to the El Matador name. When he went to the green and the pink attire. But this cool comes with the Tito Santana t-shirt. But this is more, like I said, more of the 80s Tito Santana, but that's kind of when I really liked him. But yeah, another another favorite of mine that I had to pick him up when I seen him. I figured, what the heck. I seen him there at the store. I think I was actually there to pick up, I think Stone Cold or Sgt Slaughter, and I seen him, and I said, yeah, I gotta get him. So, Tito Santana. There's a little close-up of his face. All right, just about done here. That takes us to another defining moments. Just love these figures. Love the display. But, of course, Razor Ramon. A figure from the early to mid-90s with the cool Intercontinental title. I always liked him. I liked him as, of course, the bad guy, and also as, the fan favorite. But I really like his outfit. Of course, got all the chains. I really, like I said, I really like the defining moments. I'd like to get more of these, like I said. Yeah, so Razor Ramon. All right, and then the last one I'm going to show you here, part of the Elite Flashback. This one's actually from the newest series of the Elites, Macho Man Randy Savage. There was a defining moments of him that I really wanted to get, but it's so expensive. I mean, those defining moments are like, other, like the Hulk Hogan and the Razor that I have are newer. They were released this year, so they're not really expensive. I bought them at the store, Toys R Us or Walmart or something. But some of those older ones, like this guy, I really wanted the defining moment of Macho Man. Awesome attire. He was wearing the purple and white that he wore for the wedding when he got married at SummerSlam to Miss Elizabeth. But, I seen this one. This was from the WCW era during the Bash of the Beach. And, I seen it at the store the other day, and I'm like, I like this one. Why not go ahead and grab it? So I picked him up just because I really wanted Macho Man, and who knows if I'll ever have $200 to get that defining moment one. So I picked him up. So, well, everybody, I appreciate you watching this video. Hope you enjoy the collection. Like I said, not very big. It's slowly working on that. I tend to spend my money more on the horror stuff and the movies. So this is some kind of on the side I've been doing slowly. Not really, not really doing it quick. Because a lot of these older figures that I want are pretty spendy, like I said. The next couple, though, that I got my Amazon cart right now that I've been looking for is definitely a Bret Hart figure. There's a defining moment of him, too, that's $200, and I don't know if I'm going to pick that one up or a cheaper one, but I really liked it. He's got the biker jacket and everything, and it's just cool looking. And then, of course, Andre the Giant. He's not too expensive. He's about $40. I found him as cheap as $40. So definitely got to get Andre the Giant, Bret Hart. And then those will pretty much complete the main ones that I want. Other than that, there's a few others. Jake the Snake, Big Boss Man, Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper, and then a couple tag teams like the Legion of Doom. I seen a Legion of Doom set at Target and Walmart not too long ago, but for some reason they're wearing the blue attire, like the blue shoulder spike pads, and I'm more used to like the red ones that they wore. So I didn't want to pick that up. I want to find the actual red ones, just more of what I remember. But anyway, so yeah, so that's my Mattel WWE figure set. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and subscribe to my page, TD Healthy 2015. We'll catch you guys later.